If you're retiring with a defined benefit pension, there's one huge mistake I see retirees make all the time. And this simple mistake can cost retirees tens of thousands or more over the course of their retirement. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what this costly mistake is and the simple fix that can help you avoid it. To explain this mistake, I want to jump into our planning software and go through a case study to show you how this works. So here we have Sally, single, 60-year-old individual looking to retire, and you can see she has a defined benefit pension plan with a bridge benefit, and that's what we're jumping into today, is the bridge benefit of a pension plan. And for her, she gets $50,000 adjusted to inflation from age 60 up to 65, but when she hits age 65, you can see it drops to $38,000 adjusted to inflation. So she's losing about $1,000 a month of income when she turns 65. Sally also has a bit of other assets, an RSP worth $150,000 and a TFSA worth $50,000. So if we look at her pension, again, starting at $50,000, but it drops down to $42,994 at age 65 when her bridge benefit drops off. Now, this is where most of you are making a mistake. Because your bridge benefit drops off, you assume that, well, I need to start my Canada Pension Plan, your CPP. And while those two are not connected directly, you tie those two together as a financial decision. Now, some of you will have a defined benefit plan where CPP is actually somewhat integrated in, but almost always, 90% of the time, there's going to be the odd exclusion, but most of the time, you are not required to start your Canada Pension Plan at age 65. You still have the option to delay it as long as 70. So why start it at 65? Well, because you've lost $12,000 a year of income, you want to replace that with your Canada Pension Plan. Now, again, if you have been in Canada a long time, your old age security will cover a lot of that, not all of it, but some of that money. But again, I would say 95% of you, when your bridge drops off, your Canada Pension Plan starts. And that typically doesn't work the best for most of you. And I'll break that down here in the software here in a second. So be aware, just because your bridge benefit drops off does not mean you have to start your Canada Pension Plan. It might be time, and I'll show you here in a second, to ramp up RSP withdrawals or use other assets. Now, if you're someone that didn't save up anything else and you only have your defined benefit, well, you may need to start your Canada Pension Plan. But again, greater reason to save up other money outside of your pension. It's really important. A defined benefit pension plan, that is the golden goose. It's great to have. Not many people have it unless you work for the government. But just because you have it doesn't mean you shouldn't be saving elsewhere. In RSP, TFSA, build up some other assets because it creates that tax flexibility for you as you walk into and through retirement. So start building up those other assets so as you walk into retirement, you can create actually a really good drawdown plan, a cash flow plan that focuses on giving you the most money and creating some tax strategy as you walk through retirement. So if we jump back into the software here, we can see she's taking her defined benefit pension plan. We're taking a little bit of the RSP money, a little bit of the TFSA money, and we're looking at about $58,552 per year. Now, I left that number all the way to age 90. So this is basically saying, based on the amount of assets she has, her pension, what she's doing against CPP old age security at age 65, she's able to draw about $58,552 per year after tax adjusted to inflation. Now, we could typically ladder that income, create some strategy there, but base scenario, $58,552. Now, the question really is, what happens if she was to delay her Canada Pension Plan all the way to 70 and use some of her RSP to draw down and get a bigger benefit from CPP over time? So you can see here, same pension. The only change we've made is the Canada Pension Plan. So if we delay the Canada Pension Plan all the way till 70, we can see the income now has increased from 58 and change up to 59,593. So about $1,000 a year, which isn't a lot, but there's no actual tax planning. But just by delaying the Canada Pension Plan, we've given her an extra $1,000 per year in her pocket for the rest of her retirement. And so when we look at a direct comparison between the two, you can actually see lifetime expenses is $41,493 more in her pocket between age 60 and age 87, which would be life expectancy for her. So we've determined, and this happens again and again, almost every scenario, where if you were to delay your CPP and use some of your other RSPs to draw down in that time period to level off the tax bill, deplete your RSPs, get that guaranteed bump on the Canada Pension Plan, you're going to be in a much better position. You're going to have more money in retirement from day one to the day you pass away. That will work 99% of the time. But there's some meltdown that you need to do. Again, the scenario just showed that you get more money, but I also want to show like how would you then melt that down and create strategy within that. Like you have 5 years between 65 and 70 where your bridge is gone and you need to kind of create some structure there. So what does that look like? Well, you can see here for Sally that we've actually drawn down about $15,000 through those first few years where she's, again, still collecting her pension. We're drawing down about $15,000. Then when her bridge benefit drops off, we're starting old age security, but delaying the kind of pension plan still. You can see we're drawing about $23,000 a year, and that goes till age 69. So at age 70, when her CPP starts, her RSP is actually drawn out. Now, one of the side benefits of this is we're touching less TFSA. And you can see that creates more flexibility. She actually has some TFSA money through her 70s and into her 80s. Hugely beneficial if she needs some emergency money, a new hot water tank, furnace, whatever it is. There's money there that she can draw on that's going to be non-taxable to her. So this is a much better tax plan, and you can see she's actually gotten a little bit more money, $59,631 after tax adjusted to inflation. So by delaying her CPP, even though her bridge benefit ended at 65, using those 65 to 70 years to draw down the RSP, deplete that, get the bigger bump on the CPP, gave her more money. It allowed her to have that flexibility with her TFSA, and especially as a single person, I think married, common law, single, doesn't really matter, but she has more guaranteed income later in life. Like her income sources later in life are her defined benefit pension, guaranteed adjusted with inflation, her CPP, Canada Pension Plan, and Old Age Security, OAS. Those three are all government funded, guaranteed to come into your pocket, adjusted to inflation, a great type of income source to have as you go through retirement versus worrying about her RSPs and rate of returns and how's it doing and all that. Like that's stressful. So if we can deplete those in an efficient manner and rely on guaranteed inflation adjusted income, that's a much better position to be in. So as you walk up into retirement and you have a defined benefit pension plan with a bridge benefit, which a lot will, really break down with your financial plan and what makes the most sense for you. Again, every defined benefit pension is different. The other assets you have and come into play make a factor as well. But typically it's going to make sense to not start your Canada pension plan at age 65 just because your bridge benefit stopped. So if we look at a direct comparison to finalize here, you can see number one is, again, taking Canada Pension Plan 65. The other option, number 3 there, is with the full RSP meltdown and proper tax planning and deferring that CPP till age 70. We can see she's collecting in nominal dollars an extra $1,600 a year. She's collecting almost $50,000 through her lifetime from her added income sources. She's paying a little bit more tax, but again, the after tax is much more, $1,600 a year. And she's getting $164,000 more from the government through Canada Pension Plan and Old Age Security. And again, her state, because we spent everything down, is pretty much the same at the end of the day. So there you have it. And this is a very basic, simple example. Yours might be much more complex, but the process is the same. So walk through with your financial planner. If you need help with that, reach out to our office. We'd love to help you out. parallelwealth.com/planning. You can learn all about our fee-for-service retirement planning options that we have to help you walk through retirement in a better position. We'll see you in the next video.